So hey guys, this is Srivastava from Eccentric Tech, and I'm here to talk about which smartphone do you think, which smartphone do I think that is eligible to beat Apple this year. So let's get started. So let's get started with Samsung. Samsung with its Note 8 just released is doing good with with keeping up to the mark of the iPhone 8, iPhone X iPhone 10. But is it enough? Actually no, because we don't have that cool whole screen display with that small notch. We have big black bars, you can say, big bezels as compared to the iPhone 10. So okay, Note 8, S8 have bezels. Let's go further. We have the Mi Mix. Mi Mix is an awesome phone, and it is coming to India as well for allegedly for 35,000. And that is awesome, actually, I would say, because that phone deserves that money which Xiaomi is charging there in China. But how does it keep up to the mark as compared to the iPhone 10? Actually, it doesn't. With its large chin, we see that it is not as great as it has as effective display as the iPhone 10 has. So, and it has some unconventional issues like the camera at the bottom of the phone and the display drivers are at the bottom of the phone crammed together, not as the iPhone 10, which has this awesome gestures. Its screen has all the drivers which are required. That is an awesome thing that Apple has done. They have put a lot of effort into the work. But then what about Android? Let's go further. Bezel-less phone, essential phone. Yeah, essential phone was one of the main projects of Andy Rubin, the co-developer of Android, and he came up with this awesome phone, the essential phone, with the smaller chin and a small notch at the top, which houses the front camera, which is good up to some extent, but it still has a chin. That chin makes the difference, and not all of these devices which I listed just now have the great conventional design of iPhone 10, or they have those awesome gestures and features which Apple software features. So, which smartphone am I talking about? I am talking about the Google Pixel 2. Google Pixel 2. This is the reason for what I wait for Google to launch its smartphone every year. Why? Because Google is, while manufacturing phone, has whole control over hardware as well as the software, which none of these stated devices have. Whereas iPhone has all of these. It has great hardware capabilities which they have crammed into with a lot of R&D, and they have a lot of software support which they are getting. That also refers to the R&D department of Apple, but the R&D department of Google is nowhere less as compared to that of Apple. So Google is providing Android to all the phones, but these phones cannot actually put their whole effort and capture the whole phone. They have to stick with Android's restrictions. So what do you think that Google can do what these cannot do. You might have seen the Essential phone with its small notch. Actually, I would put a picture of the Essential phone if you all have not seen it. So this is the Essential phone, and you can see that small notch at the top of the display. That notch actually doesn't comply with the software. It just hides that area, and the software thinks that you are using that area. But that area is such a small thing that you won't notice it in day-to-day life, neither would the software. So that's okay. But iPhone has bought this awesome Face ID feature. Now Face ID feature cannot be implemented by any of these devices, Samsung, Essential, or any Xiaomi or any other Android manufacturer other than Google. So that was a lot of explanation from my side actually. What I actually want to convey to you all is that Google has its whole power and effect over its smartphone, whereas other manufacturers of Android doesn't have. So would Google Pixel 2 be able to stack up to the expectations of the iPhone 10? I doubt, but I actually don't. Google Pixel 1 didn't present awesome hardware, everything crammed up, awesome design, but it did present us with the most balanced phone of 2016, which I would say. OnePlus 3T was another of these balanced phones, but Google Pixel and Pixel XL 1 had the best camera, not the optics you may say, but the best software and hardware coordination of the camera. That led to such awesome pictures from the Google Pixel's camera, and hence it was considered one of the greatest cameras of 2016. And it did not give us any dual camera system or any new thing, but it gave us the same old thing with a lot of design, with a lot of effort and R&D put into it. So, and Google Pixel also gave us some new extra features which Samsung or any other cannot give us. That is the Google Assistant. Google, with the power of its huge database, which even Apple uses, by the way. Actually, it uses Bing, but who uses Bing actually? They all shift from Bing to Google as their default search engine. So Google, with the power of its awesome database, made Google Assistant, which actually no other Android manufacturer can. And hence Google Assistant versus Siri was the most good comparison, most effective comparison between them. But Bixby, on the other hand, which was developed by Samsung, couldn't stack up to Siri or Google Assistant because they didn't have the software control and they didn't have the awesome database of awesome and huge database of Google. So that's all I would like to explain actually. This is Tan Srivastava. I am a tech enthusiast. That is why I presented this to you. And this is actually the reason why I'm hyped for two phones whole year. The most. First is the iPhone and second is Google's representation of phones. Nexus was a great phone at the time. No one can deny it. And like what the gestures have been brought to iOS 11 now, I expect some new gestures to be bought, especially to Google Pixel 2 or Pixel XL 2 in this year's Pixel. Google has Google has purchased the HTC for $1.1 billion, and HTC was making its Google Pixel and LG was making its Google Pixel XL. So now, with the power of hardware and software, Google is the most eligible competition for the iPhone 10. I know it might not give us the best bezel-less display on the market like iPhone 10 did, but it would give, whatever it would give would be the best representation of bezel-less displays this year. And I know that no one can deny it. So this is Tan Srivastava from Eccentric Tech, signing off.